Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about the differences in taking this nail polish off because it's pissing me off. I'm going to talk about the differences of births, giving birth with my son versus my daughter. My experience giving birth to Gio was very traumatizing. It always is with your first. Not always, but yeah, I was one of the ones that had a traumatizing birth with Gio. Like I really had no idea what I was doing. First of all, I didn't know I was pregnant until I was like 3 months. Still having a period. Yeah, I was one of those. Because I wasn't living like the best lifestyle. So I think that definitely played a role. I wasn't in tune with what was going on in my body. And so it was very, very painful. I remember my aunt was driving me to the hospital. She's speeding down the freeway. I'm just like, it hurts, it hurts. And she's like, I know. Gio's dad, I don't want to speak ill on anybody, but that just was not the person to be there. So I was just me and my aunt in the hospital. I was on my back, and like most women are, but the ones that do it natural, yeah, it's way better. If you can avoid it, avoid it. I remember they had to put like a mask on my face, and I was just panicking. I was throwing up. Like I was just all over the place, let me tell you. And it was just a very scary experience for me. And I tore a little bit with Gio, I think. Yeah, they had to sew me up like a little. And on top of that, after I gave birth to him, he had like medical issues. I don't want to go into that right now, but he had medical issues, and so immediately he was taken away, and it was just very difficult. He was in the NICU for like 2 months before he was able to come home. Like I had milk, but it dried up because of the stress. I couldn't even, I think I gave it like 2 weeks, and I couldn't do it anymore. It was just the stress of everything. Like I couldn't breastfeed him. I couldn't anything because it was just the stress of everything was just too much. I couldn't produce any milk. And plus I didn't know the ways to like increase my milk flow and all that kind of stuff. It just I had too much going on. So that Gio was definitely a harder birth than my daughter was. But once he came home and everything, of course, like I was just so grateful just to have him. I went through a lot. With my daughter, I was so much more knowledgeable. Okay, I knew exactly. I wanted it natural. I wish I could have done that with Gio. I wish I would have known a lot more things when it came to Gio. But you always make your mistakes with your first most of the time. Like your first is that's the hamster. That's the experiment, man. Sorry to say it, but yeah, that was just intense. With Zoe, I was eating healthy. I cut everything off, and I was counting my contractions, studying. I knew she was coming. I knew when she was coming. The funny thing about that experience, Gio's dad was actually in jail for some issues between us. Yeah, crazy, right? Anyways, so I was going to drop my son off that day to go see his dad. And then long behold, my daughter decides she wants to make an entrance. So Zoe's dad, I mean, he was great through that whole experience. So we're taking Gio to see his dad. And so I'm walking to sign him in. And I'm in labor. I'm in labor. I'm going to give my son to his grandma so they can go see his dad or whatever. And I am in labor at the same time. So I'm walking up there like this. I got security guards and everything. Are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. And they're just like, oh my God. And so I get in the car and Zoe's dad is speeding. Okay. First of all, he's mad. We got to go drop Gio off, everything. I am on the floor in the car. Like I'm just breathing. Like I am on the floor in the passenger seat. Like holding on to the seat, just trying to breathe and stay calm. He's speeding, hitting every bump. I'm just like, look, I'm trying to get there, okay? And I already had everything filled out online, so they already knew it wasn't like a long process to get in. And I'm 9 centimeters when I get to the hospital. You know, you got to be 10 to have the baby. I'm 9, okay? And they're just like, oh, okay. They feel me. They're like, oh yeah, let's go. So I'm in the hospital bed and I'm just like breathing. I'm calm. I'm not screaming. I'm not crying. I'm not anything. I'm just trying to keep my composure. And the nurse is like, talking to the other nurse, she was like, can you believe how many centimeters she's 9 centimeters. She's not screaming. She's not crying. She's not doing anything. And she was just like, you're strong. And she's like, you have a strong pain tolerance. And that's something I've always known about myself. I really do, in the worst ways and in the best ways. And the nurse is just trying to keep me calm. And I'm just breathing. And I'm like, I don't want to be on my back. Like, I cannot do another back experience. If I ever have another child, I hope not. If I ever have a child, I'm not going to be on my back. Because that's the worst way to be. You need to squat. You need to, no, that's not the way to do it. If you have a baby on the way, try to do it as natural as possible. I'm in the hospital. I wanted to have her natural, but I'm in the hospital. And I ended up having her natural. No epidural for either of my children. And I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. I need to get up. So this is me. I'm on all fours on the hospital bed. I'm on all fours. And I'm breathing and pushing my baby out at the same time. Like, I'm not crying. I'm not screaming. I'm not nothing. I'm just taking it all in. And the doctor hasn't even made it in yet. I literally was in there for 30 minutes already. No, like 20 minutes or so. And I'm on all fours on the hospital bed. And I'm pushing my baby out by myself. Next thing you know, I feel the head. I'm literally squatting and I'm feeling the head. And I ended up pushing my baby out. And as soon as I push my baby out, the doctor comes in. I pushed my baby out without a doctor. Okay? I did that. I ain't gonna lie. That was a proud moment. I wish it would have been on camera. That was a proud moment. Because, look, I was well equipped this time around. I knew exactly what I wanted. I didn't go to no doctor's appointment, nothing besides to check and make sure she's all right and whatever. That's it. No prenatals from no doctors, no nothing. I just got my own from farmer's market and called it a day. But that was a cool experience because it literally, I was not in the hospital. I was not in labor for longer than 35 minutes. My baby came right out. I was walking so much. I was eating good. I was exercising. It just, my daughter flew out. I ain't gonna lie. I had to push about 4-5 times. And next thing you know, child number 2 was here. So that was dope. I literally gave birth to my daughter on my own, natural, in the hospital without anyone's help. But the nurse was so helpful though, because she kept me calm. So that was cool. Um, yeah. So that's it. The difference between birth. First child, I was terrified with Gio. I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. And then the traumas after, it was just very stressful. Zoe came out like a fart.